Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, 13 ways to overcome money problems.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
Do you ever feel like the only time that you seem to be able to find money is when you look it up in the dictionary? I found money.
Well, it's a windfall.
Seriously, we're living through some pretty tough times these days.
Yeah, money's out the door all the time. That's for sure.
So we thought we'd put together some of our favorite money quotes, bring them together to tell a story.
And today's podcast is brought to you by Rocketbook. Reduce clutter by digitizing your notes.
Hey, I'm George Kruger, the professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. If you're stressing over money, we hope to offer you some insight and inspiration to pick you up and make you feel good. Boy, I feel good already. So let's get to it. Let's pull out the professor's whiteboard for 13 ways to overcome money problems.
I swear all that junk in that closet just about overcame me. Man.
I'm going to overcome you if you don't clean out the closet one of these days. Jeez. All right. 13 ways to overcome money problems. Number 1, financial worries are natural. So relax.
Okay.
Everybody goes through it. And here's the quote revolving around this idea. It comes from Jules Renard. I finally know what distinguishes man from other beasts. Financial worries. So true.
And as we're recording this show, we face rates of inflation we haven't seen since the 1960s. Couple that with, it seems that it isn't a question of whether or not we're about to fall into a recession. It's just, have we already fallen into a recession?
Right. And how long will it last?
And how long and how hard will it last? Yes, exactly.
Let's move on to number 2 in 13 ways to overcome money problems. Worry gets you nowhere fast, let's just say. And the quote that goes along with this point is from an unknown author. And the quote
One
is...
of my favorite authors.
Yeah. Unknown does great work.
Really, truly.
The quote is, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere.
You get more of what you focus on. Remember that. You get more of what you focus on. So worry begets worry, which begets worry, which begets worry. Well, I think you probably get the idea. Worry drives you down. It starts as discouragement, and it ends up in despair. That's the downward spiral. We don't like the downward spiral here at Big Success. We're looking for that upward spiral. But you have to spot worry early so that you're able to negate the inevitable stress and anxiety that just naturally comes with it.
And how do you do that? Well, you keep listening to this podcast. Because we've got 11 more ways to overcome money problems.
Yes.
Number 3, tough people rise in tough times. This quote comes from Martin Luther King Jr. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
Ah, such a lovely quote by a person that we love to quote.
Yes, we love and admire him.
Absolutely. It's easy to measure up when you haven't been tested. But the truly great competitors in the game of life, they rise to the occasion while others fall.
And there's also just, you accept that there's going to be hard times along with the good times. You don't fight that it's there. You just accept it.
Exactly.
Deal with it as best you can.
Yep. And listen to this next quote.
That brings us to number 4. Daring defeats difficulty. So here's the quote. It comes from Seneca. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult.
Now, I didn't know that Seneca said this until I read it, but John F. Kennedy also said it when he was trying to inspire Congress to vote to send a man to the moon or a person to the moon. And the most successful people don't choose to do things because they're easy. That's exactly what John Kennedy said. We're not doing this because it's easy. We're doing it because it's hard. Successful people choose to do the things that are hard. Big dreams don't come easy, but the bigger we dream, the bigger the sense of fulfillment when it's achieved. Life pays dividends for daring to do difficult things.
That is a big, with 2 G's, point right there.
You better betcha, baby.
13 ways to overcome money problems. Number 5, bigger problems require bigger solutions. Another quote from our favorite author, unknown.
That author unknown is so prolific. What if we change his name to Arthur? Arthur Unknown. Yes, it's just a little switch, but it sounds more like a real person. Arthur Unknown.
I'm not going to be able to get this quote out. Okay. The important thing about a problem is not its solution, but the strength we gain in finding the solution.
Now, obviously, this point relates closely to the last one. But here we are, moving from daring to solving. Daring gets you started, but it doesn't take you as far as you need to go in order to find the solution. And you may not be able to find the solution given what you know right now. You may need to try and fail and try until you find the solution. So the bigger the problem, the bigger the growth, and the bigger the solution. Now that's big, baby.
With 2 G's. All right, 13 ways to solve money problems. Number 6, trash talk trouble.
Oh, yeah.
This quote comes from Ann Landers. If I were asked to give what I consider the single most useful bit of advice for all humanity, it would be this. Expect trouble as an inevitable part of life. And when it comes, hold your head high, look it squarely in the eye and say, I will be bigger than you. You cannot defeat me.
I love that. I can picture Ann Landers doing that. Right?
Right.
Well, here you go. When faced with trouble, put your chest forward and keep your shoulders back and trash talk troubles.
Oh, yeah, trouble. You can go right to... Oh, yeah, and there you go. I like this point.
Yes. Tell trouble what's on your mind, just like Mary-Lynn did. And say, hey, you're bleeping me.
Sorry.
and say it out loud. There's a secret key, right? Say it out loud.
Now, just a quick little note here. You might want to do that in private. Yes. If you're stuck at a stoplight and you're hollering out loud, you're trash talking and stuff. You just want to be careful.
I can just see me sitting there with my hands on my hips, and everybody wondering what's he talking about. So, but saying it out loud is so important because it makes it feel more tangible. When it's just in our head. That's where everything that we do, think about this, everything we do starts with an idea in our head. But the thing is, when we say it out loud, it goes from intangible to tangible. It's as if you really are talking to trouble.
Yes.
Not just talking inside your head. Talk trash to trouble. Talk trash to trouble until you feel the confidence that you are speaking in words.
Now, we've got 7 more ways to overcome money problems. I bet you're feeling great already, but hold on. We've got some more big ones coming up in just a moment. Our show today is brought to you by Rocketbook, which we use to digitize our notes so we can reduce clutter. In fact, on Facebook, George, one of our colleagues, Estrella, you remember her? From we met her at a blogging conference.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has a business now where she offers farm-to-table professional chef services. And so she mentioned how she likes to write old school pen and paper,
I can relate.
just like we do. And that's how she likes to write her recipes. But she was complaining that the problem is her table is a disaster because she's got all of these notes everywhere. And she said just, trying to type stuff in just doesn't work. She really wants to write it down. So I told her about Rocketbook and how we use it. We can write our stuff down. And then what you do with the app is you take a picture of the notes that you wrote and then it will digitize it and send it to the cloud.
Yep.
And what's cool, especially for her with recipes, is they even make they've got them in notebook size, but also in index card size.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had them that size.
Yeah. That could come in handy for you with school, too.
I could give the recipe to a successful semester.
There you go.
Well, if you want to learn more about Rocketbook, all you got to do is go to bigsuccess.com. That's big with 2 G's, success.com/Rocketbook.
We've been sharing our 13 favorite money quotes that tell a story on how to overcome money problems. We're to number 7, which is know yourself. The quote that goes
Not
with
express yourself. Know yourself.
What did you say?
Not express yourself. In this case. Know yourself.
Right.
Yes.
The quote that goes along with this point comes from Sidney J. Harris. 90% of the world's woe comes from people not knowing themselves, their abilities, their frailties, and even their real virtues. Most of us go almost all the way through life as complete strangers to ourselves. How sad.
It is, isn't it?
It really expresses the importance of knowing yourself.
Exactly. You have to know yourself. Now, we're tempted to leave it here and let you contemplate all that this 2-word phrase means. But if you'll permit us, we're going to try to just kind of prime the pump just a little bit here.
Perfect.
Let's start with the foundation. Know your vision. Know your vision. Know your mission. Know your values. Know the goals that are going to take you to these ideals, to your vision, your mission, and your values. In other words, know what you want out of life, why you want it, when you want it, and how you're going to go about getting it. Those are some good things to know about yourself.
You should jot those down on your Rockebook notebook.
There you go.
Okay, number 8, master your money. And this quote comes from Ayn Rand. Money is only a tool. It will take you wherever you wish, but it will not replace you as the driver.
So
Even
important.
if you're in a driverless car?
Then it might be the case. But some people see money as a god. Some people see money as evil. Money is neither. It's a tool.
Right.
It's a tool that you can use to get what you want. And we're back to knowing yourself. You know, money is not the source of fulfillment. But when you know your vision, you know your mission, you stick with your core values, and you achieve your goals, those are the things that are going to help you get what you want out of life. And you know what? The cool thing is, usually when you get a line like that, money follows. Money follows.
13 ways to overcome money problems. Number 9, never stop learning. This quote from Jim Rohn says, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune.
We think this is one of the best quotes ever.
Even you like this one, Professor?
I love this one. You know, it really states what's important, right? This is especially important now. We live in a world that is quick. You know, you got to be a quick change artist. Technology just seems to keep moving faster and faster and faster. Your skills depreciate daily. Now, don't feel bad. It happens to all of us. But if you want to combat it, you have to invest time and money in continued learning.
Yeah.
The good news is that most people only do this when they're forced. You can get a leg up by making it a habit.
Yes. That is fantastic. And it's a great constructive way to spend time, too.
It is.
Number 10, remember what money can't buy.
That's a good one.
This quote from George Lorimer.
I thought for a second you were going to say George Kruger.
You've got some good ones, too.
I missed the quote list.
The quote is, it's good to have money and the things that money can buy, but it's good, too, to check up once in a while and make sure that you haven't lost the things that money can't buy.
I just love that quote. You know, don't give it all away, but don't keep it all either. That's what I'm reading here, right? Research shows this just is the most amazing thing. Research shows that giving pays happiness dividends that often exceed any happiness that we can gain by buying something for ourselves. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
It's up to you to find that right blend of giving and receiving. But the thing is, it is a blend. And if you think about a blend, giving and receiving, or receiving and giving, however you want to look at it, life will be wonderful. More wonderful.
Number 11, fight challenges with a smile. Thomas Paine said, the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. I love the man that can smile in trouble, that can gather strength from distress and grow.
Big success is life on your own terms. Now, there's a rule in negotiating that's related to that. So in general, if one party sets the price, the other party will set the terms. We're suggesting that you want to set the terms. Big success is life on your own terms. What are your terms? You can't get your way with both, assuming that each party brings, relatively an equal amount of leverage to the bargaining table. If you set the terms, as in life on your own terms, then success sets the price. And the bigger you want to live, the greater the price. This is an important concept to understand. But here's what big goal getters know. While achieving your goals is fulfilling, the journey has its own rewards. The more challenging the fight, the more rewarding the trip. So just keep on smiling. And I always say this, Mary-Lynn, just smile walking down the street. Because you know what? You get the strangest looks. If you just smile at people and nod, it's amazing how I think a lot of times people wonder what you're up to. And it's fun. And you get them to smile.
But smiles, happiness, they're contagious.
They are.
So if you're
Absolutely.
happy and you know where you're going, you've set the terms, you're living life on your own terms, you're happy, you're content, that is contagious. And people will want to know more about what's going on with you and how did you get that? And you can help other people achieve it too.
Amen.
13 ways to overcome money problems. Number 12, give your dream space. Stanislaw Jerzy Lek. Who is that? I've never heard of this person, but the quote is great. A dream will always triumph over reality once it's given the chance.
Isn't that cool? Big success starts with a dream, your vision. If you want to achieve it, you need to give it a chance. And you do that by giving it space, the time that it will take, the money that it will require, the mistakes that you're going to learn from it, the people that you will reach out to. Don't expect overnight success. It's a fantasy. Overnight success is a fantasy, not a dream.
That brings us to our last
we made
way
it.
to overcome money problems. We're to number 13. Fulfill your calling and watch money flow. This quote comes from Mike Phillips. Money will come when you're doing the right thing.
When you find your calling, which is the combination of your vision, mission, values, and goals, then suddenly life becomes lighter. Find your calling, life becomes lighter. Work no longer seems like work. When you fulfill your calling, you experience all the meaning that life has to offer, and money usually follows. That's what we said earlier. It's so true. It bears repeating. Money usually follows. Many people are tempted to do the opposite. They chase money. They go for a career that's a poor fit but pays well. And then they end up miserable and they wonder why. You'll likely make much more money when your career aligns with your calling.
Well, this has been an inspiring show. Let's do a quick review, the 13 ways to overcome money problems. And all of the quotes and everything that we've talked about today, you'll find with the show notes. Just look for the link in your podcast app. 13 ways to overcome money problems. Number 1, financial worries are natural. Number 2, worry gets you nowhere. Number 3, tough people rise in tough times. Number 4, daring defeats difficulty. Number 5, bigger problems require bigger solutions. Number 6, trash talk trouble. Number 7, I love that beeper.
Yeah, me too.
Know yourself. Number 8, master your money. Number 9, never stop learning. Number 10, remember what money can't buy. Number 11, fight challenges with a smile. Number 12, give your dream space. And lucky number 13, fulfill your calling and watch money follow.
That is a fine job of reviewing, Mary-Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
You get an A+. Money problems create anxiety and stress. But if you look at your life holistically, face up to every challenge, and maintain positive energy, money can be expected to flow your way. It leads to big success.
As we talked about today, money is more fulfilling when it aligns with your purpose. And if you're searching for your purpose, we have a tool that can help. Take our free life purpose quiz. You'll find it at Big Success. That's big with 2 G's, success.com.
And we thank you for listening today. Special shout out, big shout out to all of our listeners in Pensacola, Florida.
You've probably heard that successful people read a book every week. It's the key to their success.
Yep.
What if you could learn more by reading less?
Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
You can, and we'll tell you how on our next show, so be sure to tune in. Until then, here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.